What's up, guys? Chemist here from Meanwhile the Man Cave. We take a look at all things pop culture, games, toys, or anything we think is cool. And today, we are taking a look at the Todd McFarlane Batman Classic TV series, The Joker Black Light Edition. This is an Entertainment Earth exclusive. Cesar Romero was the son of a wealthy Cuban immigrant family who got rich importing and exporting sugar. Romero grew up around wealthy New York socialites, and in that time was taught to dance by Elizabeth Higgins and began appearing in off-Broadway stage productions before appearing in the 1934 comedy The Thin Man, where he played a Latin gigolo, which led him to many supporting roles to stars such as Shirley Temple and Frank Sinatra. When Romero got the role for the 1966 TV series Batman, he actually refused to shave his signature mustache. So they ended up having to basically shellac it with white paint onto his face. The Joker's appearances on the Batman show are all second only to Burgess Meredith's Penguin, and he appeared in 10 different stories during the 3-year run of Batman. Romero's lighthearted portrayal of the villain is a far cry from the dark, murderous villain that we've come to know today. Okay, taking a look at this gold label edition. I think this is an Entertainment Earth exclusive. As you can see, the front end of this does glow in the dark, as does the side. Not glows in the dark, but I should say glows in the black light, that is. And Cesar Romero as the Joker. And nothing else on this side. So let's stop wasting time on this box and bust the Joker out of this cardboard prison. All right, brief look at what we're getting in the package here. We've got a collector's card. Looks like a display stand, a couple comic ouch and sock bubbles. Looks like on each side of the Joker, we've got a couple mini black lights, which is kind of cool. But looking at this figure itself, you might not be able to tell on this camera, but I can tell. This looks like this is a 6-inch figure. I picked this up at my local comic shop, and honestly, I should have done a little more research. This is a 6-inch figure, not a 7-inch figure. And if you watched our videos for any amount of time, you know that we primarily collect 7-inch figures. Not going down the 6-inch figure rabbit hole. But it looks like I accidentally did it here, and that's my bad for not doing my research. But anyway, let's get this guy out and take a look. Okay, before I go off on my little tangent here, but let's look on the back of this box here. So over here in this corner, let's zoom in here somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is, right here. What does that say here? DC Multiverse 7-inch Joker. So, I'm not crazy. The packaging was like the normal 7-inch figures, and even on the box it says 7-inch figure. I don't believe this figure is a 7-inch figure. In fact, I know it's not. I measured him. He's 6 inches tall. So, okay, I'm very disappointed with that, but we're going to move on from that, besides the false advertising that's actually on the box, and take a look at the other crap that's in this box right now. All right, inside the box, this wasn't a figure stand. This was actually a collector's card holder. So there you have that. On the back, explaining that it is a limited edition, certificate of authenticity. This is 2,467 of the 6,300 that were created. There was an extra layer, and in that extra layer, there was a figure stand. This is pretty big. This, I would assume, is for holding those little black lights that come in the box, which I'm going to show you in a minute, and then we'll assemble this. You have 2 black light holders here, which will hold the little posts that hold the black lights. 2 metal rods that'll actually hold those black lights and go into those bases. It's pretty nice that these are metal. That's kind of cool, I guess. And you get 2 little black lights. There is a switch on the back. Batteries are included. If you look on the back, there's a little switch here, right there. Switch that on and nothing happens. Look at that. Impressive that there's no light that works. All right, let's switch this one on, and this one does work. So 1 out of 2. Impressive. And there's your 2 little bubbles. I'm not going to take those out. The little ouch and sock bubbles. Those can clip onto his arm if you want. Okay, here he is, the clown prince of crime. I do know he's supposed to glow in the black light, but I would think his costume, for the most part, they could, accentuate it a little bit and it would glow in the black light. Why they would make his face this yellow, I'm really not sure. That's a little weird to me. If they'd left it the white, and if you do the right paint on there, it would have glown in the black light anyway, kind of like a bluish. So who knows? I'm going to see how this looks once it's under a black light. So let's take a look at his articulation. You got your left and right motion, a slight bit of tilting, not much, and a little bit of an angling here. Nothing really to speak of. And you've got your lateral movement, as well as his forward and back. And you do have a single elbow joint here. Single elbow joint that does swivel. So in that respect, that's nice. No abdomen joint, but you do have a waist joint that does have some motion. Not a whole lot, but it does move. You've got a forward kick. Back, I do like that this suit is flexible, so his back, his leg will kick back, and I do like that this suit is flexible. That's a plus. It is a bit of a rubbery feel here too. That's fine. There is a swivel at the wrist, but no post for angling that hand. At his knee, that's a single, it looks like. Not positive on that. You can't see up underneath this pant leg. And you also have some swiveling here at the knee. That's okay as well, but there is zero movement at the foot. No toe joint and no angling that foot whatsoever. So that's really the extent of this figure's articulation. Again, if this had been a 7-inch figure, I think that articulation would have been there. So I'm going to get that base assembled here and get you a look at that and start getting this guy posed. And I'm going to let you know what I think. Okay, so here he is. Talk about a figure that was really hard to get excited about. All right, let's start out with the positives for this figure. The base that holds the black lights, that's pretty decent. The bad, that both of those black lights don't work. Come on, how about a little QC here? But these questionable paint choices on here, why you've made his face yellow on here. You've got his hands, which should be the gloved purple hands, with his, the cuffs of the undershirt should be green. And even the undershirt on there, underneath the jacket, should have been green. So when you activated the black light, all that stuff would have contrasted. You could have made his face white. It would have contrasted better against the green on there. Again, questionable paint choices. Joker's naturally a colorful figure anyway, and I think if you just colored him the way he is on the box and just made him a little bit, use the right paints, he would have glown, the black light would have glown really nice anyway. The crappy articulation on top of that, you don't have a lot of choices there. I don't know. There's a lot not to like about this figure. With all these problems, avoid this figure like the plague. It is just not worth it. And when you use your own working black light, what do you get? You get a glowing turd. So I want to thank you guys for suffering through this figure with me this week. And I want to thank you guys for your continued support. And if you can, give us a like and subscribe. It does help others find our videos. So, and come back every Tuesday at 9 a.m. for a brand new episode of Meanwhile in the Man Cave. I'll talk to you guys later.